now. But I was very fortunate. But it's very rare. I just didn't want to die with a dream in my heart. I think a lot of people that have jobs are creating other people's dreams, not their own. And some people die with dreams in their heart. And I had this dream that I was in California. It was a very different time. It was during the Pamela Anderson. My dad had passed away. My mom was an immigrant, didn't have any skills at all. And my sister had a store, and I was helping out, and I got scouted. It was the only way I could support my family for a long time. So I just thought I didn't have it was like my first paycheck for a fitting was $1,000, and I just couldn't believe it. It was like, are you kidding me? That's when Linda Evangelista was saying, I'm not getting out of bed for less than $10,000. When models used to get paid a lot more. Very different now. But it was a very different time, and also it was just, for me, that was the way, I guess, to help support my family. It was the only opportunity, but it fell on me, but also I got a taste of being on my own and working for myself, that it was hard for me I even tried, I got a real estate license before the crash in 2006, and I just, it was like an on-site, and it just wasn't for me. It was something that it was unnatural for me to just go to one place every single day. And I thought, I still have this dream that I want to manifest. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to die I am a creative spirit, and I didn't want to die with this dream in my heart and not do something that I felt that I could make a difference in the world. And I guess some of the millennials are a lot way as well, because they're seeing everything that's happening, the climate change, everything. So they want to be forces of creativeness to make a difference.
Yeah, they're definitely doing that, making a force of difference. And, I mean, some of them are even jumping into, like I was talking earlier about Alexandria Cortez and everything. They're, like, jumping in full force without any worrying about what folks may think about what they have to say. They're just going to be forthright about their opinions. Now, Crystal, you are engaged. I cannot remember, Ingrid, what your status is and everything. Cause
I'm engaged.
You also post. You're engaged because you're both engaged because you posted other people that had marriage stuff, and I'm sitting there going like, I'm not sure she's married or engaged. I'm really not sure what's going on. So she's engaged. How do you cope with both of you with the travel aspect? Because I mean, you're both motivational folks, and you both do speaking. You do a lot of world traveling. So how are you able to balance that, wanting to travel the world or travel around, in your case, Crystal, the New York area, and also balance the relationships? Because I imagine that's also got to put sometimes strains on the situations.
Well, Crystal had to break out. She had to go to another meeting. So
okay, we'll take it with Ingrid then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Divorced twice. I learned my lesson. So I think that my fiance owns a technology company, and luckily he just his office is a laptop. So if I have an opportunity, then we'll travel together. So that's where it's very unusual. It does not happen. But if I was in a situation where he was unable to travel, then I would schedule it when I know he's, when we could both, at least his schedule is a certain way and mine, and then come together, but also be able to have that sacred time alone for bonding and intimacy, because it's so important to have that, because it's one of those, it's almost like, it's like water. The people always say the grass is greener. So, this grass is greener where you water it.
Yeah, that's it. And this is actually, is Trey still with us, Dean?
I'm still here.
All right, so this is actually for both Ingrid. This is actually for both Ingrid and Trey, and then I'm gonna bring it back around full circle to Kelli, because this is gonna tie into a question for her. But both of you are, and you both have mentioned it in the course of your conversation, are multiple divorcees. So at what point but it sounds like, Ingrid, you're going for number 3, and my brother has actually been married twice and maybe going for number 3. And Trey, you've been married multiple times. I imagine if the right woman comes along, you will jump on it as well. But at what point do you just get frustrated with it? You're like, nope, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore.
It's funny you bring that up, because I'm living in sin as my mom and dad are not real thrilled about. My girlfriend's dad is not really happy with it. But since we've been together, this is 8 years that we've been together, and we've been living together since. It'll be 8 years in May. The family's kind of accepted it and just realized that it's the way now. It's the way we're going to be. And my dad asked my girlfriend, asked Melinda, well, when are y'all going to make the? I don't remember his exact comment, and he said, when are y'all going to make this legal and or something like that? And she said, well, isn't it, who invented marriage? Who invented, getting married? And my dad grew up big in the church. He's also a licensed family therapist. So I just sat back and watched and waited for the nuclear explosion I was going to see in him, and he was just like, okay, you win. You got a good point. And with the stuff like that, my girlfriend is an accountant, so right now it's her busy time, and the running joke is I'll see you in April. And she works, 10, 12 hours a day, and on Saturday she's one of the few in her firm that doesn't work on Sunday. And you make plans and you do things of, okay, this is the way this is going to be. Matter of fact, I came on the air, we were celebrating my birthday, we were having a birthday dinner, and she's like, thank you for working with me. And I'm just like, it's part of the deal. This is the way it is. And going back to the writing is, for me, the writing is an escape. It's therapy. It's a release. It's all, and I can't remember who said it, it's all the thoughts that are bouncing around in your head that you want to get out. And there have been times, girlfriend, I'll hear something or think of something, and I'll go to my girlfriend, hey, send me this in a text. Or I'll tell my kids, hey, send me this in a text. And they've all kind of accepted it because a lot of the little motivational minutes you see that I do that are coming down the pipe are things that I've just thought of and like, hey, that's a good thought. Or there's something I've heard Thomas say, or Steve Gilliard or Jeannie Robertson. Those are the main four that I listen to, is taking something they say and twisting it and making it my own. And it goes back to what I've heard the other comedians say is, well, I got this from so-and-so. I got this from so-and-so.
Yeah, exactly. And go ahead.
It's just taking everything that's going on with life and with marriages and with whatever hits you, is let's find the humor in it, let's learn from it, and let's make it positive.
Yeah, no doubt. And Ingrid, same kind of question.
Yes.
I mean, like I said, this is going to be number 3. So when he came to you, and it's even what I mentioned to Crystal when she talked about her fiance, and she's got 4 kids, and she was basically like, nope, not happening. But then I think he won her over and everything. So how did this happen that you were going for? I think you said number 3.
Number 3. One last point about the aspect of a woman. You're either a woman with a career or a career woman. So I'm a woman with a career that I make time for love because it's a priority. So everyone has those priorities. As far as my fiance winning me over, I'm kind of like Jennifer Lopez. If it's going to be like 3, 4, or Elizabeth Taylor, it's going to be 8 times. I'll do it 8 times. It doesn't matter to me. Perhaps I believe in unity. I believe there's, in the past, I guess, people needed to be in pairs to survive for our survival. And I think that now in the world that we live in, where, this is very high-paced, technological, especially in New York, you get very lonely. And if you just have that one person that makes your heart sing and understands your soul, understands your purpose, and you both have visions other than just looking at each other's eyes and loving each other, there's always moments. But if you both see the future and where both of you share the same goals, anything in life is possible. And as long as you support and love each other and like really honor, cherish. Like for me, it's all about really respecting men and honoring them. And maybe it's an old school thing, but I had to learn the hard way that was just, it worked for me individually to find men that are very masculine in nature, like wanting to cherish a woman, and yet still have the ability to be there, not like a robot, of course, but to be there on an intimate level, not be cold. And that's right. Some of the things that, unfortunately, now a lot of millennial men are very confused. They don't know if they should open the door. Some women get upset. They don't know, they can't say certain, like there's a lot of confusion that is happening lately that I find, like even I've been out in restaurants and men don't pay. Some men don't pay, and then there's a whole, it's like everyone's confused. They don't know what to pay or not pay. It's a very interesting time. But if you know where you are and you have, you just have that belief that it doesn't, I think there's some people have very strong religious beliefs that they should be married. Some people my first time I wanted to be married, it was more of I was just exhausted. I didn't have one more date in me. I was just really exhausted, especially in New York. It's very exhausting because you don't have a lot of time here. You're working, and if you're not working, you're going out, and then it's after a while, you just get tired and worn down. So I just felt I got married the first time at 35, and it was much later in life, and I just wanted to really get to know who I am. And some of us, it takes a journey, but it's not for everyone, and I respect that. But perhaps I'm old school that way, or I'm a romantic. I believe in love, believe in marriage and romance.
Oh, yeah. I think we all believe in that love and romance kind of thing, and it's got to be out there. Kelli, when you hear this kind of talk, because, you're in your 30s, and that's where I was going to bring it full circle, everything, because, Kelli, a lot of times the millennials are sitting there going, like, they're watching those folks in 40s, 50s, even going into the 60s and seeing folks get divorced, never been married, and not getting into relationships, doing the whole living together even in their 40s and 50s, and they're sitting there going like, nope, that's okay, I'm good. So I was just wondering if you see that with some of your millennial contemporaries, because I know some of the times when I talk to folks that are in their 30s and even younger in their 20s, they're watching what their parents and grandparents are doing, and they're like, nope, I'm good.
I definitely agree. I think that one of my biggest fears, and I think a lot of fears with people my age, is that we don't want to waste our time. And we don't want to be in situations like, I don't mind, if I'm with you when I'm in love or whatever, like cohabitating, I have no interest in cohabitating with anyone. And that's just like where I am in life right now. But like, I also don't want to, get stuck in New York is a very expensive city. I don't want to be in a situation where like, oh, you know what? I'm not used to paying rent by myself. Or so, I'm just going to stay here and then I just get stuck in a rut. Like, that's not anything that I'm interested in. And also, like Ingrid said, dating is exhausting here. So I'd rather not do it. I just don't have the energy right now. Right.
And I'm imagining,
sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But right now, I definitely don't have it in me.
And I imagine for both of you, you bring up a good point. Well, actually, you bring up two good points. One is that, and it even happens in small cities like Durham and Kernersville, where Trey is and stuff like that. But you're right. It's not just that you're going to your job, but oftentimes you're going out to your social events, whether that's a play, a dance, because I know there's a lot of clubs that are dance clubs in New York or whatever. So that becomes even more part of the exhaustion because, like you said, after you're done with work, and then New York is a hustle and bustle kind of city, then you get like 30 minutes or 40 minutes to try to refresh and catch your breath, and about 8 or 9, y'all are hitting the clubs.
Even if you don't club, like I live in the Bronx, and I can't, like I have a strict rule about like I don't date anyone who lives in outer boroughs. So you can live in the Bronx, you can live in Manhattan, maybe even like very close to Manhattan, Brooklyn. But if you live like deep in Brooklyn, or you live in Long Island City or Long Island or Queens or whatever, I can't. I don't have the energy. I'm sorry. If I'm gonna date someone that it takes 2 hours to commute to, I'm gonna date a dude down in Miami. At least make it worth my while because I get to go to the beach when I see him.
Makes sense. And I know some people that have done that. They have gone and dated folks that are